Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. I'm Saradnan Rauf and this is History 2059/1. The chapter is Religious Reformers in India in 18th and 19th century and the topic is Sayyid Ahmad Shahid. So, first of all, we see what are the objectives of this topic. The objectives are that by the end of the topic, the students will be able to evaluate the achievements of Sayyid Ahmad Shahid and identify the reasons of failures of Jihad movement. So, who was Sayyid Ahmad Shahid? First of all, we discussed their biography. That who was he, where was he born? Sayyid Ahmad Shahid was born in Rai Bareli at Lucknow. This is an area of Uttar Pradesh or the United Provinces, also called UP in short. So he was born in Rai Bareli, which is a part of Lucknow, an area of Lucknow. Sayyid Ahmad Shahid was born in 1786 and he was born at Lucknow in the state of UP. Sayyid Ahmad Shahid received early education at Madrasa Rahimia from the sons of Shah Waliullah. Sayyid Ahmad Shahid was born after Shah Waliullah, therefore he was very much influenced of the teachings and works of Shah Waliullah. So he moved from Lucknow to Delhi to learn from the sons of Shah Waliullah, Shah Abdul Rafi, Shah Abdul Qadir, Shah Abdul Aziz, and he learned Quran and Hadith from the sons of Shah Waliullah, and then he started his work. But unlike Shah Waliullah, Sayyid Ahmad Shahid was the man of action and he was ambitious for jihad, for armed struggle. In 1810 he joined the army of Nawab Amir Khan, Tonak. Nawab Amir Khan, he was an army leader and he was a trainer also. So he joined the army of Nawab Amir Khan and determined to fight the British and Sikh, because the British and Sikh were at that time they were ruling, the British were ruling the whole India and the Sikh were ruling Punjab and some part of NWFP also. Sayyid Ahmad Shahid was an intelligent person because he knew the war strategy after he learned the war strategy from Nawab Amir Khan. In 1821 he travelled to Mecca for Hajj and there he met many religious scholars and he was influenced by the teachings of the religious scholars at Mecca. And he was influenced by Mujaddid al-Sani, who was the religious reformer for before Shah Waliullah, and the teachings of Shah Waliullah also affected his heart, and then he became the practical pious Muslim. The disciples who fought with Sayyid Ahmad Shahid in Jihad movement were Shah Ismail Shahid and the nephew Shah Ismail Shahid, who was the nephew of Shah Abdul Aziz, the son of Shah Waliullah, and Maulana Abdul Hayy was also his disciple, his student, and they were very famous religious scholars also. The beliefs of Sayyid Ahmad Shahid were different from the beliefs of Shah Waliullah. We see Shah Waliullah as a man of the pen who wrote 51 books, and his work although was very important, but Sayyid Ahmad Shahid had a different mindset. Sayyid Ahmad Shahid refused to support Bidah and supported Tawheed. So he knew that the religious beliefs of the people of India had been polluted, and now he wanted the religious beliefs of the people to be purified, and the people should act upon the Quran and Hadith only, not the cultural rituals should be the part of the religion. So he was of this viewpoint. Therefore, he refused to support those rituals which were the part of which the people considered the part of Islam. He also believed that the Muslims should be governed by the Muslim ruler. The British were ruling India. Ranjit Singh, who was the Sikh leader, he was ruling Punjab. So he stated and he believed that if the Muslim rulers rule the country, so uh, you know, they can better treat the non-Muslims also. It has also been observed in past that the Muslim rulers they treat non-Muslims in a better way rather than the non-Muslim rulers who treat the Muslims and the other communities very badly. He also believed that every Muslim should learn the use of arms and ammunition, and Islamic Sharia should be implemented in the Muslim majority regions. The Muslim majority regions like Punjab and East Punjab and NWFP, Sindh, Balochistan, wherever the Muslims were living. So he believed that there should be Islamic Sharia and complete Islamic law to be practiced. He also believed that if the Muslims have to get freedom from the British and from Sikh, they will have to do the armed struggle, and without armed struggle there is no any other way to get rid of the British and the rule of Sikh. He believed that Sikh community had dominated the Muslims of Punjab by force. Although the Sikh leaders were, they were showing and they were just pretending to be very much kind to the Muslim people who were living in Punjab, but Sayyid Ahmad Shaheed has observed that the Muslims who are living in Punjab and Kashmir, they are being kept by force by the Sikh leaders, and Sikh leaders they torture the Muslims to accept the rule of the Sikh. He also believed that the Islamic government system of Khilafah should be implemented, like the system of Khulafai Rashidin should be implemented. This was the time when Punjab was being ruled by the Sikh ruler Ranjit Singh, and Ranjit Singh was a very strong Sikh ruler who had established the Sikh empire from 1799. Although Ranjit Singh died his natural death in 1839, but from 1799 till 1839 the Sikh empire had been very strong under the leadership of this leader. The operation of Ranjit Singh, the you know we can say occupation of Ranjit Singh over the population of Punjab, and the torturous attitude of Ranjit Singh, the tyrannical attitude of Ranjit Singh was there over the population, over the Muslim population especially. Punjab was being ruled by Ranjit Singh, a Sikh leader, and he interfered in the religious practices of the Muslims. He had forbidden the call of Azan in some parts of NWFP also, and the Muslims who practiced the Sharia, so they were stopped by him by force to comply with the Islamic laws. The mosques, the masajid were converted into temples, stables, and ammunition depots. So the mosques were also under, custody of Ranjit Singh, who used them for very, unhuman purposes, inhuman purposes. The Muslims were forced upon to give up their religion, and the Sikh leaders they obtained Muslim women by force. Ranjit Singh had also imposed beard tax on the Muslims, that the Muslims who are keeping beard they will have to pay taxes, while the Sikh themselves wear beard. Ranjit Singh had also had a very long beard. See here. Okay, so this was what the Sikh ruler doing with the Muslims of Punjab, and this was what Sayyid Ahmad Shahid stood against. This is the Sikh Empire from 1799 till 1849, till the end of Sikh Empire by the hands of the British. You can see here there are some areas of Delhi, Panipat, and the Punjab, where the five rivers are there. So this is also the part of Sikh Empire. So Sikh Empire was a very big empire at the time of Ranjit Singh. Let's talk about the works of Sayyid Ahmad Shahid. Sayyid Ahmad Shahid was the man of action, as we have discussed. He met the religious leaders of India and spread the message of jihad. He went to different religious scholars of India and told them that jihad is the only way to get rid of the British and Sikh rule. He founded jihad movement against the British and Sikh operation, and Shah Abdul Aziz, who was the son of Shah Waliullah, he insisted him that he must fight against the Sikh leader Ranjit Singh, because Ranjit Singh is not doing good to the Muslims of Punjab. So Sayyid Ahmad Shahid visited some areas like Gavalia, Tonak and Ajmer, and he popularized his movement, and he asked the people to be the part of jihad movement, and he traveled a lot from Bareilly to frontier, and then he enlisted the members of the jihad movement. The members of the jihad movement took part in this voluntarily, and they became the part of the jihad movement. So Sayyid Ahmad Shahid also collected funds to run jihad movement, because there was need of providing weapons and arms and ammunition to the people and to the army, and the people who were the members of jihad movement, so they were not doing any professional work to earn money for them. Therefore the funds were required, which were collected by Sayyid Ahmad Shahid. Then after collecting an army of 80,000 people, he sent the messages to Ranjit Singh to embrace Islam or to fight with the Mujahideen in the battlefield. But Ranjit Singh did not, heed to the advice and opinion of that leader, Sayyid Ahmad Shahid. Then Sayyid Ahmad Shahid shifted his headquarters to Balakot and began his jihad movement. From there, in 1830, from Rajodi, he implemented Islamic hudud in Peshawar and Nowshera. A very important phenomenon of the jihad movement and the works of Sayyid Ahmad Shahid is that he established the Khilafat system in Peshawar and Nowshera, some parts of NWFP there, and he called himself the Amirul Mu'mineen, and he implemented the Islamic Sharia over there, which the Pathans of NWFP did not like, because they were not ready to to be punished according to Islam. Islam has very strict punishments for this. Sayyid Ahmad Shahid also asked his officials to put lashes to the women and to use lashes to hit the men also who were involved in corruption. Therefore the Pathan tribes did not like this attitude of Sayyid Ahmad Shahid, that he has started to practice the Islamic hudud when the people of NWFP were not ready to it. Now, this is Shah Abdul Aziz who insisted Sayyid Ahmad Shahid for jihad movement and to fight against the Sikh leader Ranjit Singh. Let's talk about the main events of jihad movement. What were the main events? As we have earlier discussed that Sayyid Ahmad sent messages to Ranjit Singh to accept Islam, but Ranjit Singh was not turning towards the messages of Sayyid Ahmad Shaheed, and he refused, and he turned down this offer, and he also insulted Sayyid Ahmad Shaheed, and he also showed his disrespect for the religion Islam. Sayyid Ahmad Shaheed fought first battle against Sikh in at Akola on 21st December 1826. Sikh were defeated in this battle. The location of Akola is there. You can see it is close to Hazro. Hazro is the place where the second battle was fought. So, in this battle, the Sikh were defeated. The second battle was fought at Hazro, in which the Sikh were also defeated. But Sikh were not completely destroyed, but they retreated because they observed that the Mujahideen are very enthusiastic, and this is the time when they should retreat, and then they should attack them by seeing a good time and a good opportunity when these Mujahideen are scattered and they are, disunited. Many people, including the famous Pathan tribes, joined Sayyid Ahmad Shaheed, but unfortunately, some Pathan leaders they betrayed Sayyid Ahmad Shaheed. The Pathan Yar Muhammad Khan and Pir Hakman Khan joined Sayyid Ahmad Shaheed with their followers and number of Muslim forces, and 80,000 people were collected. This is the place Hazra where the second battle of Sikh battle was fought between Sayyid Ahmad Shaheed and the Sikh leader Ranjit Singh and his army. Ranjit Singh plotted a conspiracy against Sayyid Ahmad, and an attempt was made on his life by poisoning him. Sayyid Ahmad Shaheed was given poison in food by his own army men who were convinced by the Sikh army, and the army people of Sayyid Ahmad Shaheed who betrayed from him, they tried to give him poison, but Sayyid Ahmad Shaheed survived. Sardar Yar Muhammad was bribed to betray Sayyid Ahmad and joined Sikh army. A clash took place between Mujahideen and Pathan tribes who were against Sayyid Ahmad. I have told you that the Pathan tribes had turned against Sayyid Ahmad Shaheed because Sayyid Ahmad had implemented very strict punishments, although the punishments and hudud were according to the Islamic Sharia, but the society at that time was not ready to to bear these things. Therefore the Pathan tribes turned against Sayyid Ahmad Shaheed. The other thing was that the people who had betrayed and who had been bribed by Ranjit Singh, so they spread the message of from Ranjit Singh that Sayyid Ahmad Shaheed and his struggle is against Islam. So therefore the people turned against Sayyid Ahmad Shaheed. The French also took part in it, and they tried to disunite Sayyid Ahmad Shaheed, and the French provided finance to bribe the people of Sayyid Ahmad Shaheed. Sultan Khan was the brother of Yar Muhammad Khan, who betrayed Sayyid Ahmad Shaheed, and he was leading the Pathan forces. He was against Sayyid Ahmad Shaheed, and he was fighting with against Sayyid Ahmad Shaheed with the Pathan forces, but he was arrested when he was defeated. Sultan Khan was arrested after his forces were defeated. Sayyid Ahmad pardoned him, but he did not join the Muslim forces and was killed later on. So Sultan Khan also, affected the Muslim army or the Mujahideen, because Sultan Khan, he separated himself from the Jihad movement. So this gave a setback to Jihad movement. The other main events are that Sayyid Ahmad shifted his headquarters to Balakot and began his Jihad movement from Rajodi in 1830. In 1826, as we have read that The two battles were fought, but in 1830 now Sayyid Ahmad had shifted his headquarters to Balakot. And during a journey of migration from Peshawar to Balakot, it came to know that a Sikh Raja, Sher Singh, surrounded the valley of Kagan. This Sikh Raja, Sher Singh, was in support of Ranjit Singh, and he was a man of Ranjit Singh. So Sayyid Ahmad Shahid came to know that he has come there, and it was the time when Sayyid Ahmad Shahid requested Qari Habibullah. He was a religious scholar and the tribe man. Sayyid Ahmad asked him to help him, and then Qari Habibullah helped Sayyid Ahmad Shahid, and they both captured Balakot. The traitors in Sayyid Ahmad's army pointed out the places of Mujahideen in Balakot. The traitors who took bribe from Ranjit Singh and French, they showed the hideouts of Sayyid Ahmad Shahid to the Sikh army. An army of 20,000 soldiers attacked 1200 Mujahideen because the Mujahideen had been scattered. Some were there, in the other valleys, and some were, some in some other valleys, and most of the Pathan tribes had already been separated from the jihad movement. So there was very less number of Mujahideen already who were fighting for the cause of Islam. So there were 1200 Mujahideen at the time when the 20,000 soldiers attacked them, and Sayyid Ahmad Shahid was along with these 1200 Mujahideen. All the Mujahideen fought bravely, but Sayyid Ahmad Shahid was martyred in this fight at Balakot in 1831. This is the location of Balakot where Sayyid Ahmad Shahid was martyred, and the jihad movement ended after the shahadat of Sayyid Ahmad Shahid. Now let's talk about the failures of jihad movement. What were the failures of jihad movement? Why did jihad movement fail? The first reason was that Ranjit Singh acquired military services of the Western generals, when Chora and elite who trained soldiers of Ranjit Singh army. So some British soldiers were also training the Ranjit Singh army. Sikh army had modern weapons and more finance. Ranjit Singh had a lot of financial resources. He had bribed and pressurized some Pathan Mujahideen also to side with Ranjit Singh and to leave Sayyid Ahmad. And some Mujahideen were also killed by these traitors. Sayyid Ahmad did not arrange proper zakat system among poor. So this was one of the weakness, because he could not do this in time. So therefore the people turned against him and they refused to pay zakat. Sayyid Ahmad tried to enforce Islamic law, and the people were not ready for this. Like the marriage of girls and widows was made compulsory. The sentiments of Pathan people were hurt, and they started to kill the officials of Sayyid Ahmad Shahid in night. Sayyid Ahmad's government punished people severely, even on minor mistakes, like lashing punishments to the lawyer women and people who did not offer namaz. Some points of Jihad movement resemble with the Wahhabi movement, which Pathan did not like. Wahhabi movement is a movement which started from Saudi Arabia, and there are many Muslims in Pakistan who do not like Wahhabi movement. So the ideology of Wahhabism was there, which the people of NWFP they recognized, and that's why they did not like the ideology of Sayyid Ahmad Shahid. What the Wahhabi movement is not our debate. So you can look for it in dictionary, or you can Google this. It is another topic, and the time will be consumed if I start to explain Wahhabi movement right here. But the Wahhabi movement, I shortly tell you that this was a movement started from Saudi Arabia, when the when the people of Saudi Arab were, very much away from Islam and they had polluted the Islamic teachings and ideologies, then a person Muhammad bin Abdul Wahab, he tried to offer his services to purify the society from the pollution of un-Islamic practices, and the government of the Arabia helped him, and then he was able to remove some bidat and some un-Islamic practices. So he Sayyid Ahmad Shahid, because he had been at Makkah, so when he returned he might have got the same ideology of Wahhabism there. Therefore the Pathans also thought this is one of the negative aspects of his personality. Then Jihad movement failed because it played decisive failed, but it played decisive role in creating and establishing an Islamic state. This is the tomb of Hazrat Shah Ismail Shahid, who was the relative of Shah Waliullah, also the grandson of Shah Waliullah. And Shah Ismail Shahid continued Jihad movement after the martyrdom of Sayyid Ahmad Shahid, but he was also killed by the British. Let's talk about the recap. Sayyid Ahmad Shahid, he was born in 1786 at Raebareli. He received religious education from Madrasa Rahimia, believed in armed struggle and believed to get freedom from Sikh and British. Founded Jihad movement, established Islamic Khilafat in NWFP and called himself Amirul Mu'minin or Khalifa. He fought against Sikh in 1826 and defeated them twice. He was betrayed and martyred in 1831. The assessment questions for you or the home assignment is: one is 4 marks question, one is 7 marks, and one is 14 marks. Who was Sayyid Ahmad Shahid? Why did Sayyid Ahmad found Jihad movement? And the 14 marks question is: how successful were the efforts of Sayyid Ahmad Shahid against Sikh ruler? Where you'll describe you'll explain the failure and successes of the Jihad movement, and then you will in the end give your own opinion, either the Jihad movement was successful or it was failed, or the works of Sayyid Ahmad Shahid were successful or failed. Hopefully you would have understood we have discussed today. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah.